guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different than I usually do. I'm not going to be playing in The Sims at all. Instead, I was kind of inspired by a recent Twitter post by Marticle. Definitely go give them a follow on Twitter. Also, while you're there, give me a follow. I'm at Sims_ERR. My Twitter info is in the description. I'll also pop Marticle's a link to Marticle's Twitter page also in the description, so you can go follow them there. No, so today I am going to be ranking the Sims 3 packs in order of, well, what it says here: need it, love it, it's alright, not my cup of tea. And this isn't my what's the word I'm looking for? This isn't my list. I didn't make this. This is lists G1. So shout out to them for making this, I guess. There is a presentation mode, which I just found. That's very exciting. It just makes it all dark and stuff. That's fine. It just means I got to, like, zoom in and stuff. Yeah, I zoomed in a lot, so I'm sorry if everything's a bit blurry. That's just also so I can, cover up, like, my Google info and all that, because you don't want to see that, and you don't want to see my, my little taskbar thingy at the bottom. So I'm just going to go in order of what it does, what it has listed here. They don't have them listed in order of release, which is kind of a, but oh well. And first up, we do have Late Nights. Now I admit, I've played The Sims 3 for ages, but until probably early 2021, late 2020 or something like that. I admit I didn't have all the expansion packs, and only then did I actually start downloading more expansion packs and, like, collecting them all, really. And Late Night was one of the later ones I got, and I actually regret not getting this sooner, because it's one of the earlier packs. This was absolutely amazing. That goes straight into top tier, and all of these are going to go into top tier because I absolutely love The Sims 3. And the only reason why I haven't done a video on this channel is because I tried, okay, and it failed because The Sims 3 kept shutting down. I'm going to try and fix that. Don't worry, you will get something eventually. So yeah, 10 out of 10, top pack, always get it. I love playing in that city. I always used to play in that city after I got it. The apartments are great. You could really customize the interior and that was really fun. Especially when you have some build cheats. And it was nice to, like, walk around the neighborhood as well. Clubs were great. I used to have my bachelorette parties there all the time. Well, I could say my bachelor parties, but come on, I never did a bachelor party. I never play with male Sims. It's just not me, okay? Obviously vampires are in there as well, and there is a lot of lore, surprisingly, in this pack. There's a lot of laws in all the worlds, really. A lot of lore in all the worlds, and a lot of laws, I suppose. And the lore in this pack is that there's a fight between, like, two different types of vampires, like the older ones and the newer ones. Plus there's some, like, mysteries of ghosts and all that dotted around. It's just a very interesting city to explore. To be honest, never too fond of the celebrity system. I don't know. It just got a bit too much in the end, I think. But I loved how hard it was to befriend celebrities. And that's one thing Sims 4 also did right with the celebrities. It was also really hard to befriend them then. But to be honest, I used to just cheat to get our friendship up because it was easy to do that with, like, the in-game cheats. You can't really do that anymore, which is a bit of a shame, but that's life. So yeah, Late Night, top tier, 10 out of 10. The next one we have is University. Again, that was one of the later packs, and you can tell by, like, the style of the clothes and that. University in The Sims 3 was fun. I went for university several times in The Sims 3. I used to play with it all the time. Leaving your families to go away to university was great, because you'd be completely separate from them, and it's kind of like you're on holiday, and like in Wild Adventures, which I'll talk about when we get to it. So it was almost like you were on holiday, but you also get a degree, and it really helped with, like, getting certain jobs later on. Like, they did the same in The Sims 4, but it's so much harder in The Sims 4, I think, to get a degree. And this Sims 3 University was way less stressful. Plus, it comes through things like Plant Sims, which Plant Sims were top tier in Sims 3. I think Sims 2 Plant Sims might have been better. There was, like, a Plant Sim family in that in the Sims 2. But I never really got to play Sims 2. I know, I'm sorry, I'm not a real simmer, because I never got to play The Sims 2. I played Sims 2 Pets, that was quite fun. Yeah, I'm definitely going to go in love it, because there are some things that probably could be a bit better. I don't think you got enough benefits from doing a uni degree, to be honest. Some things are a bit buggy. The classes, for example, the outdoor classes, they were very repetitive. You were just watching your Sims doing the exact same thing. And to be honest, I can't remember. I don't think you get that in The Sims 4. I don't think you have any of like the out of class classes, if that makes sense, like the playable ones. And you know what? I do not miss her. Because it was literally just you again to the class just to sit there and do the same activity every time. Like, at least with a rabbit hole, you can kind of speed through it. That's just me. Next up is ambitions, and again, that's a pack that I didn't really get on till later. But to be honest, I'm gonna put it in. It's alright. I know, you're all gonna kill me for this, and I'm really sorry. I just never found myself playing with the careers much in ambitions, except for one. The one career I always played with, especially with my female Sims, was a detective career, and that was because there was a glitch. Or I don't know if it was a glitch, I don't know if it was intentional or just no one ever cared about it. But pregnant Sims could work in the detective career throughout their entire pregnancy and maternity leave in that. Because being a detective, basically you went to like get commission tasks from the police station and that. And you can do that while pregnant, but you could like question suspects. I think I even fought a suspect once. I can't remember though. I might be wrong on that. I know I didn't like the world. I never really played with that world that it was in because I just didn't find it that interesting, to be honest. I'm sorry, it's not. The inclusion of things like tattoo parlors and that are great. But you could just go to the spa to get your tattoos, and it would be the same experience. It's just more of a rabbit hole experience. But you're still going to create a sim no matter what with that. So it's kind of like, what's the point? I think same with like stylists and that. Stylist career was alright, I guess. It was just a bit stressful sometimes. But the firefighting career as well. I don't know if you've seen Plumbella's videos on it. A wee bit glitched. Definitely recommend checking out Plumbella's videos as well. Actually, I'll link it. I'll link it below because why not? And the next up we've got is the Sims 3 outdoor living stuff. I'm gonna put that into not my cup of tea. I'm not gonna lie. I had like one stuff pack for the Sims 3, and I got that as a present. So I'm not gonna put it into delete it this now because I don't know it enough to say anything. So that's just going into not my cup of tea. I will say outdoor stuff. We got actually quite decent outdoor stuff with the Sims 3, so that's fine. Sims 3 Supernatural and Marticore was the complete opposite with me. They didn't even get it. But you know what? I love the Sims 3 Supernatural. Ever since I got it in the pre-order version, so I got along with seasons, so I got like the Weather Gnome and the Plants vs Zombie extra stuff and all that. And that was the town, and that still is the town, Moonlight Falls, that I will almost exclusively play in, right? I love that town. I love occults in The Sims 3. I know, again, lots of people don't like occults, but I loved them. I loved playing vampires. They were so much interesting. I mean, you got those in late night or whatever, and that was fine. But they expanded on them with the Supernatural. And if you didn't have late night like I didn't, you also got vampires with Supernatural. To be fair, that did kind of take away from getting late night for people. It was kind of like, what's the point of getting late night? I only got late night for vampires. But if you only got late night for vampires, why bother? Late night's all about the nightlife, and you know what? I love the city. So again, I'm on Sims 3 Supernatural though. There's lots of references to a lot of Supernatural TV shows. The whole town is based off Forks from Twilight. You have the fight, the war between the Vanguards and the wolves. Obviously, the wolves are the werewolves, and the Vanguards are the vampire family. That's obviously like some kind of parody on the Cullen family. I didn't actually like the design of the vampires that much in that, but you know what? I don't care. I even played with fairies sometimes, but not much. Fairies weren't my cup of tea, but I did like playing pranks sometimes. But the witches, I'm going to tell you now, all my Sims were witches. All of them. Male, female, child. If I'm making a family to start playing and create a sim at the very beginning of the game, one of those Sims at the very least is going to be a witch. Okay? Even it doesn't change anything if you don't actually practice like the magic in that, but You can get wands, you can go around and call broomsticks, you can do, I mean, you could do alchemy anyway, but it was so much better when you were a witch, and I loved it. God, now I want to actually go back and play Supernatural now. Can I do that? Can I just quit this video and go play Sims 3 Supernatural? Again, I'm back to town life stuff, and I'm just gonna pop that in Not My Cup of Tea, because again, it's not my cup of tea, quite frankly. And to be honest, a lot of these packs mostly came with like Creator Sim. Well, it only came with Creator Sim, but mostly like build buy stuff. And actually, even though I build quite a lot in The Sims 4, I never built a lot in The Sims 3, because building is so much more easy and convenient in The Sims 4, and you can make some really beautiful things really fast. In The Sims 3, you're stuck with bullshit, like you have to place the foundation before putting any walls up. When The Sims 4 came out and you could like just raise the foundation, you know what? That was a fucking game changer, and that's why I haven't really gone back to The Sims 3 as much as I should. All my houses were boxes in The Sims 3. I'm sorry, not sorry. But that's why I never really got the stuff packs, because I wasn't bothered. And again, Creator Sims in the Sims 3, they did look like potatoes, I'm not gonna lie. I relied on CC heavily throughout like my entire life playing The Sims 3 since I was like 13. And I first borrowed my stepsister's copy after asking for pets for my birthday. And then we kind of just like shared the expansion packs. Because you could do that back in the day. You could get a code and you can use it on anything, right? So we both had like a lot of packs. I don't know why I keep on talking about that. Sims 3 Showtime. Baby girl, I'm sorry. I didn't have her. The only expansion pack... My mouth did a really weird thing there. Anyway, the only expansion pack I did not buy because it didn't interest me. So yeah, I'm not really interested. I think you could come... There were some fine careers, but I was kind of got it mixed up with the celebrity system from late night, not gonna lie. I was like, what's different about it? Suppose it was like more stage show things, but again, I was never really interested in that kind of thing, you know. You're just on the stage. World Adventures, I'm gonna go with Need It. Most of these are going to be a Need It, because that was one of the first packs I bought for myself. I got like a lot of Sims points for the Sims 3 store with that. Spent it on utter tripe, mind you. Nothing I bought in the Sims 3 store was actually good, and looking back on it, I was like, why would I do that? Like, what's the point? The point was, I was an idiot. Okay, thank you very much. But World Adventure was amazing. I used to go on holidays all the time. I will say I had to take big breaks. Actually, I'm going to stick it down in another, because I had to take big breaks between, like, I could either binge World Adventures or not play it for ages. Because once you've done adventures in World Adventures, you've done adventures in World Adventures, you know? The thing, I saw someone say on Twitter, and I really wish I remember who said it now, because they had a valid point. The Sims 4, but all Sims games are a hobby game, right? That's why so many packs still come out to update it, because it's not like you're playing Legends Arceus, where you could where there's really very much one story and there's not much of a diversion. This is something where you make your own story, and World Adventures is too much like a typical like action game or whatever, adventure game, where it's got scripted events. Some things would change, sometimes orders would change of like the prompts you to get and that, but mostly it was scripted. And so you'd be doing the same adventures over and over, and I don't know about you, but I can't start my holiday in France and do that underground tomb and know exactly where everything is in the maze, so I can literally go to it like 2 times. I can't do that again. It gets very, very stale very, very fast. The free worlds, though, I love that inclusion. The worlds themselves are beautiful. The builds are beautiful, and you could buy like houses in there and that. But I hardly ever got to that point, because you'd like exhaust your adventures by the time you got to that high visa. And what's the point in having that high visa if you've done all the adventures, you've been to everywhere in these holiday destinations, and you've got nothing else to do? You don't want to visit there again, because it's boring. But I did used to go there sometimes for like honeymoons and that. I thought you could and a weird thing about it is as well, you could conceive babies on holiday, but as soon as that baby's conceived while you're on holiday, your sim is frozen in that pregnant state. So it's kind of like that state where she's already pregnant, but you're not gonna know. Or unless you hear the jingle, of course. You're not really, it's not going to show, it's not going to change, you're not going to give birth in another country. And I understand why it's a lot of weird mechanics, but that's just something interesting. Sims 3 Seasons is an absolute needer. Do I need to say why it's an absolute needer? It's seasons, and that's one thing I can't agree with The Sims 4, is that seasons mechanics have always been relegated to an expansion pack. Weather should not, my personal opinion, weather should not just be coming, you should not have to pay $60 or whatever you want to pay. I don't know why I'm using dollars, but it's up to that, right? It's like about 30 quid, 30, 40 quid, depending on how new it is. I don't think you should pay that much to get rain in your game. The pack itself was great. I loved the seasons. Autumn was my favourite season. It was gorgeous. And one thing, again, The Sims 4 really improved on with that is the option to choose what season you start with. In The Sims 3 seasons, I think you either started during spring or summer in a new game, like a new save file, like nothing else, like no other option for that. It was either spring or nothing, and you'd have to wait to get to like the winter gameplay. But it's just quite disappointing. Actually, I'm gonna change it to love it. I'm actually kind of like deliberating, that's the word I was looking for, between these two, because it's a need it, because you need kind of like the weather mechanics in that. But is it a love it? Because I don't actually like the concept of it that much. And I mean, you got like holidays in that in the game as well, but I never really did any of it because it's quite hard to like figure out how to do holidays. I'm actually gonna leave it in love it. I think it could actually go down to it's I, but I'm gonna put it in love it for now. I'm gonna stick fast lane stuff again. It's not my cup of tea. Actually, I'm gonna put that and delete it now because it was all about cars and that. And I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in cars, okay? And I only say that because I can't drive and I'm not allowed to drive because I have seizures. Well, there might not be seizures, but the doctors still haven't contacted me for another appointment because they're very lazy, my doctors. But anyway, I'm going to put it in there because I've never been interested in cars. You actually got plenty of cars with The Sims 3, okay? Plenty of options. You didn't need more. And you even got like downloadable like real ones. Like I think you could get a Prius actually in the Sims 3, like download it from the Sims 3 store for free from like Toyotas and all that from promotions. And you know why? Just why. Next up we have this one, which I can't actually read. I think this is the high-end loft stuff by looks of it. Yeah, that's one that's missing at least. So yeah, that's the high-end loft stuff. I'm gonna pop that in, not my cup of tea. But I will say, you know in The Sims 3 when you get like those point and click things in there. What I will say with that is the items that come with this in that point and click thing all looks really interesting. So I bet they have some beautiful items. I just don't own them. Sims 3 Into the Future, it brings lottery to the game. That's fine. I got this for my birthday along with another pack from my stepsister, the Sim stepsister, who initially lent me her copy of The Sims 3. So did she buy this so she could also have this game, but also say that she got me a birthday present? Possibly, but I don't care. It was also one of the latter ones, so some of the build objects and like cast objects are great, but it would introduce like this futuristic clothing style into Create a Sim in that. But the problem is, with that, your Sims townies would therefore, from this day on, be walking around like it's a year 3000 and nothing's changed but they live underwater. Instead of, no, actually, you're in Moonlight Falls. This is bloody Forks from Twilight. Why are you dressing like you're about to read out who's been selected to participate in this year's Hunger Games? I'm just saying. And again, with the Into the Future stuff as well, it's the same as the Adventures in Wild Adventures, but almost worse because it's only one adventure. You could like do 3 different timelines, but it's only really one adventure. Once that's done, it's boring, okay? It's just boring, alright? Sims 3 Diesel stuff. I've seen some people say that the cast is bad, and I'm going to put it and delete this now just from the point and click picture where everything is this blinding white. I hate that. Like, I actually hate that point and click thing. But I'm not going to remove the point and clicks because it's fun when you're waiting for the game to load for a billion years. Sims 3 Island Paradise now, and I'm speeding this up because I'm going drastically over time right now. But where did I put it now? I put it somewhere. It went missing. Where did the Island Paradise go? Oh, I put it there. So Island Paradise. Oh, I'm gonna put it in its eye. It's going in its eye. At least I think that's Island. No, that's Generations. That's Island Paradise. Right. So that's because the concept of mermaids in it is great. I love that you have to go out and like. It's hard to find a mermaid in the world, and that's great. I think that's the best way to go because in the Sims 4 you could literally just see mermaids swimming around or whatever. And I mean, yeah, sure, it's ease of access if you want to become a mermaid, but it takes the fun out of it. Whereas this one, you have to like level up your diving skill and get really lucky and go to like a specific area to be able to unlock certain things. And the whole diving mechanic in that, I could do that all day. That's so fun. It's probably one of like the things I love doing the most. But the problem is, it's hard to get that diving mechanic done. You can only really do it in a few bursts because Island Paradise, unfortunately, runs like shit. It's really slow. The world gets really sluggish, unfortunately, probably because of all the water in there. Open world in an older game. It was hard. The Sims 3 did it. She braved it and she did it fine. But Island Paradise is unfortunately one of the examples where a more closed off system like The Sims 4 has with neighbourhoods might have actually been a better shot. I know that's the end of my YouTube career before it even starts, but that's what I think, okay? And unfortunately, if a game doesn't run and if you can hardly play it, then I will say that it's probably not the game for anyone, really. And there's another issue with mermaids as well. Even if you had a mermaid sim, what they would do is they would swim everywhere, which you'd think is fine. But the problem is, most of the real estate, right, is on different islands around, obviously because it's called Island Paradise. There is the mainland though, and on that mainland is where all the jobs would be. But even no matter how far away your island was, there are water taxis that you can usually get, but your mermaid would refuse to get a taxi, and they would just swim to work, which would mean I used to have to teleport my Sims to the mainland just so they get to work on time, or to school or anything like that, because swimming takes ages, right? No matter how fast a mermaid is, it takes forever, and you are going to be late to your job, and it's going to be nighttime before you get anywhere in the game. I'm still going to stick it in its eye because of that diving mechanic. I love that diving mechanic, and the world is beautiful when it runs. It's gorgeous. Sims 3 movie stuff. I'm going to put that and delete this now as well. A lot of these are going to delete this now. And that's just because a lot of this stuff is useless in most of your gameplay, I find. Obviously, I haven't played it, but I've, like, seen it, if that makes sense. And you don't really tend to use that in regular gameplay. It's very much a one and done kind of deal, or, like, for highly specialised things. Sims 3 Pets, right. I'm moving on to Sims 3 Pets. I've been recording this for, like, 27 minutes. Knock a couple off there for setup and all that, but I've still been recording for ages, and also I'm very yellow, and I apologise for that. My lighting's very weird, but you know what? It's better than nothing. I just got a golden glow about me. But no, Sims 3 Pets. I'm definitely going to pop that up in there and need it. I used to love playing with pets, and that was my first expansion pack. I have never played The Sims 3 without The Sims 3 Pets installed. So to me, that's very much needed because I would not know anything about the game without it, to be honest. My last hurrah, so to speak, when it was coming with the before I downloaded Sims 4 last April, so it's been about a year since I started playing The Sims 4. It's not been that long at all. My last hurrah was basically I was doing this expansion pack legacy challenge, and I got really far in it before I watched too many Little Simsy videos, and she convinced me to get The Sims 4. You bitch! What have you done to me? You could argue that Little Simsy is my origin story. Her videos on Plumbella's I watched, because before that I watched mostly Sims 3 videos. And I found a challenge from Little Simsy of like the The Sims 3. Like, she's done a couple of different playthroughs of Sims 3 and that, and that's great. And it's fun. But then I got onto the Sims 4 content. I was like, I need this game. What the fuck? I need this game. So I got it, and she did that. But anyway, we're talking about the Sims 3 pets, and my favorite part of that challenge was when I did the Appaloosa Plains one. So I moved my family there, and my sim was a horsewoman, and I loved being a horsewoman. It was so fun. The only problem I had with it was trying to sell my horse on at the end, because I could never part with my horses, but I needed to like get the aspiration complete and that. But I tell you what, playing with the Sims 3 pets was so fun, and it's not even for being able to control pets, because that's what a lot of people don't like about the Sims 4, is that you can't control pets. I don't miss that. I never really controlled the pets to begin with, because to me, pets are not really something you can control. Like, I can control my cat Chicken if I tried. Actually, he would never let me control him. He is an unstoppable force of nature. And Sims 4 pets, like, shows that, you know? Reflects that. But it's just... It's good, okay? Just leave it. Leave it, okay? Just leave me to this, okay? Next up, we've got Generations, and I'm only gonna stick this in. It's I know. I am spilling some hot tea right now, but here's my reason why. I didn't get Sims 3 Generations until later. All right. It was one of my like last spending sprees for this game where I got Sims 3 Generations, but I had it. Well. I got it before I got some other packs. I will say that. And like before I started the Legacy thing in that. But it was still one of my later packs to download, right? And in it, I didn't see much different gameplay, to be honest. I'm sorry. I know I'm vile. I did like the extra maternity wear, because it was very rare that you get new outfits that were maternity wear, and I used that stuff all the time. And I liked things like elders being able to hold canes and things like that, and like the addition of prom, and that's nice. But I could also do without that, if that makes sense, without prom and all that. And again, I'm sorry, I know I'm a vile, vicious person. I deserve to be cancelled. I deserve to be drowned in a swamp somewhere for this. But the worst part about Sims 3 Generations are the bloody fucking imaginary friends. Those creepy little shits. Oh my god, you could not stop your kids from getting them. There was like a slight chance that they didn't get an imaginary friend doll, but most of the time your little baby would get an imaginary friend doll in the post, and the only way you could avoid getting it is if you'd never collected the mail. But guess what? You have to collect the mail sometimes if you're doing other things in this game, right? And so you'd be stuck with this creepy little doll in your kid's inventory, and you cannot sell or delete this doll, and you cannot stop your kid as long as you've got it in their inventory. You cannot stop this kid from playing with this imaginary friend. The only thing you can do to stop it is pop the imaginary friend doll in one of your older Sims inventories. But like, you still can't delete it. Not even when they're grown up, right? You have to leave them behind in the old house and move on. Otherwise, you will not be getting rid of this thing. But if you forget, if you just get the mail in, because your Sims get these dolls all the time, and you just forget, you just think it's part of regular a playthrough or whatever, you forget and your little kid has this doll in there, and you don't check on your toddler that much, that toddler is going to play with that imaginary friend, and you're going to be surprised when that toddler grows up and this creepy little walking man doll is walking around like this, like this creepy little grin on its face. It's terrifying, alright? The only reason why this is not in delete this now like I want it to be is because I will actually get murdered on the internet for this. I will be cancelled. I will be dead because people love Generations so much. But I would burn it in a fire if it meant I never had to see or hear of an imaginary friend ever again. And I might just be biased against my imaginary friends, because when I was a kid, my imaginary friend left me. Her name was Cherry, and she left me for my friend Chloe instead. And how does that happen? How does your imaginary friend leave you for someone else? I had an imagination as a kid, but I'm sorry. She's staying in It's Alright just so I don't get killed, but you really know that she belongs in Delete This Now. Belongs there. Okay, next up is Katy Perry Sweet Treats. This is the one stuff pack that I actually did own. And I got this at the same time as Into the Future. And I used this for one item alone. This lovely long sparkly dress. Most of the time I just left it unchecked. I'm not going to pop it and delete this now because I like the concept behind the pack, okay? I think it's some cute items that you don't get anywhere else, and I owned it, so I'm a bit biased for it. But it's still not my cup of tea. But I can brag that I am one of the very few people in the world that still has Katy Perry sweet treats. Anything else? Yes? No? Okay. This is going to go also in not my cup of tea. This is some Sims 3 Master Suite stuff. Again, it's just bedroom stuff. Actually, it's worse than some of these things in the way because it's just stuff for a bedroom. Okay? I don't know about you, but most people, unless they're a literal like home office and everything is in here, most people don't spend all their time in their bedrooms, except for me. Again, because my computer's here, so I have to. So I'm just sticking that not my cup of tea. Sims 3 70 thingy 80s or whatever. I'm actually gonna pop it in its eye. I never owned it, but I love 70s, 80s and 90s stuff. I love that kind of fashion. Obviously Y2K is in style right now, and people don't realise this. Sorry, generations got me clogged up. But people don't realise this, but Y2K is 70s fashion, just on steroids. So here we are, and that concludes it. I forgot my long suppressed rage against Sims 3 Generations. Would you guys do anything different for your rankings than this? Let me know in the comments below, I guess. I actually did have fun ranking this. It's something different. It's not like my gameplay or anything like that. And this is going to have a lot less editing as well because it's mostly just me talking. I don't have to like skip through long uncomfortable silences while I'm playing. So that's going to be fun because I have to like edit and upload a video in like the next few hours because it's going to go up by 12:30 tomorrow. What was I saying? Yeah, but I am going to end this video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you feel like it, if you really like me, or if you just, even if you don't like me, if you actually think I'm ugly, hit a like button if you think that I'm absolutely wrong. And if you think I'm absolutely right, hit that like button. And also subscribe either way, because I do want to get to 50 subscribers. It's a long shot. I don't think I will ever get to that amount. But it does to hope, but I want to get to 50 subscribers by the 10th of June, which is my cat's birthday, my little chicken boy, and it's also my twin sister's birthday. Yeah. So it would be even if I got to 23 subscribers by then, because that's the age I'm turning 23. I would really appreciate it. And let me know if you want to see more of this. I will rank Sims 4 videos packs at some point in the future as well. And I would rate Sims 2 packs and Sims 1 packs, but I have never played those games, so here we are. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and have a very good rest of your day. Goodbye.